It's Title Tuesday, here we go. Thoroughbred protects your deal, now you know.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Title Tuesday. I'm Eric, president of Thoroughbred Title. Last week, we talked about restrictive covenants, rules that can run with the land and affect how a property may be used. This week, we're going to talk about encroachments. What happens when a structure crosses a property line? An encroachment occurs when a structure or improvement extends over a property boundary onto a neighboring parcel. This can happen in a number of ways. For example, a fence built slightly over the property line, a driveway crossing onto a neighboring lot, a shed or garage sitting partially on the adjacent property, or landscaping or retaining walls extending beyond the boundary. Many encroachments are discovered during the survey process because the survey shows the physical location of the improvements relative to the property lines. Not all encroachments create the same level of concern. Some are relatively minor, like a fence slightly over a boundary line. Others can be more significant, such as a building that crosses onto another property. When an encroachment is discovered, there are several ways it may be addressed. In some cases, the neighboring property owners may agree to document the situation with a boundary line agreement or an easement. In other situations, the structure may need to be modified or removed, and sometimes the condition may be acceptable from an insurability standpoint, depending on the circumstances. One reason encroachments are taken seriously is that if they remain unresolved for long periods of time, they can sometimes lead to legal claims such as adverse possession, where someone asserts rights to a property based on long-term use or occupation. Encroachments are another example of why surveys and title work together. The survey shows where the structures are physically located, and the title search helps identify the legal rights associated with the property. We'll see you next week for another Title Tuesday, where we'll talk about what actually makes up a title invoice and why many of the costs collected at closing are passed through to other parties involved in the transaction.
Connect with Thoroughbred Title at tbtitle.com. Find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Links are in the first comment.